Hey there, my name is James Spear, and in today's video we are going to expand on our knowledge of chords and our ability to use them, and we are going to learn about inversion, or inverting chords. This is a really useful tool. It's something I've come to depend on immensely in my playing, and it's a very simple principle, but it takes practice to get used to and train your mind to understand, okay? So, let's investigate inversions. So first, let's look at what it means to invert. Okay? So, I have my dictionary, Random House College Dictionary with me today, and we're going to see what invert means. So here, it says to turn upside down. To reverse in position, direction, or relationship. To turn or change to the opposite or contrary. Interesting. Very simple concept, very interesting. Just like everything I've showed you, it's very simple. So, in relation to chords, what does upside down, backwards, contrary have to do with chords? Let's take a closer look. So here, I have my F chord. I'll just do F because I'm tired of C. Anyway, here's my F chord. Now, this is in the root position. It's in the normal position. Nothing's been done with it. It's just plain. So now, I want to invert it. Okay? Make it not so plain, make it different, make it easier to use in transitions. So remember, to invert means to flip upside down or change in position or whatever. So I'm going to flip something or change the position of something in this chord. Keep in mind, whenever you play a chord, it keeps the same notes in it. So I have F, A, and C in my F chord. If I change the position of my F chord, it still has to have F, A, and C. Okay, so I'm always going to be using F, A, and C if I'm playing the F chord. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the F chord. But I'm going to invert it. So I have two choices. No, actually I have three, but only two are used most of the time. So my first choice is I can take the first note here and move it up an octave. So there you go, I'm flipping, I'm changing it from one side to the other. So I'm going from this side of the chord to playing the F on this side of the chord. So now, there's my inverted F chord. Okay? So, invert. Flip it. There you go. That's an inverted chord. Now, my second option is to take my fifth note. And what do you know? Flip it. So now, there you go. Inversion. The same note names are in the chord. That's a requirement if it's going to keep being the F chord. I still have F, A, and C, but they're in different positions. So my chord is inverted. The order is changed. The C is now on the opposite side. It's flipped upside down, okay? So a lot of terms in music, you hear about them being from Italian or Spanish or some exotic, romantic language from Europe. Terms like cadenza and forte and fortissimo and fermata and prestissimo and other fancy musical terms you find in Italian. We automatically think that every musical term is Italian or something and we just can't understand it. Well, actually, a lot of musical terms that we use in English are English, like invert, minor, diminish, augment, major. All those terms are English, and they mean exactly what the word itself means in English. To augment means to make larger, minor is smaller, major is larger, diminished is smaller, invert means to flip or change the orientation. So inverting a chord, it means exactly what it means in English. You're just taking the top note or the bottom note and flipping it to the other side. Very simple. Now let's do a few more examples and then we'll be Done. So we have our example of a D chord. If I want to invert it, I take the first note, bring it up here. Or I can take the fifth note and bring it down to this A. This is A, this is A. There we go. I can take my G chord, invert it that way, invert it that way. I can take my B flat chord. That's an interesting one. A lot of people that I teach have trouble with this one. Anyway, take my B flat chord, B flat, D, F, and flip this B flat up to this B flat. So now I have my inverted B flat chord. Or I can invert this down to here. There you go. So those are the two most common ways of inverting. The other way, and you normally use this when you're just writing out an arrangement, or you're more advanced because it requires being more spread out. But that is inverting the middle note. So if I have F, and I want to invert it the third way, I take this and move it up an octave, or I move it down an octave. Most people move it up an octave. So you use that most of the time when you're doing things like that. Things like that. It makes a very beautiful, peaceful sound. If you want to go ahead and try that out, that's fine with me, but that's just a fascinating fact if you want it for now. So there you have your inverting of chords. Simple, just like all the other videos I've made. They're all so simple. You just have to practice, put it all into practice, and practice, and practice again. And the thing with chords is, practicing can be fun. So get yourself a sheet, a song that you like that has the chords written there on it, and just see what chord it is, figure out what it is on the piano, play that chord, play the bass. If you want to invert it, go ahead and invert it. Practice, have fun with it, get used to it, and once you're used to it, get even better, expand on it. Hopefully, by now, you've been getting a little bit of pleasure. That is, if you've been doing some practicing. You can't learn anything without practice. A lot of people try to tell you you can, but you can't, okay? But anyway, that was off script. My name is James. If you've been watching my videos, you have gotten a little bit of practice. That is, pleasure. Like cadenza and terms like cadenza and regalo y no regalo. Eso es español. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this series. No. Is it still playing? Alright folks, that's all for today. I hope to see you in another video. If you liked this, or this was helpful to you, I would love it if you could leave a little like down there and subscribe so you can keep getting more videos just like this one, so you can keep getting better at